My name is Rob Williams. I'm the National Chair of the National Shop Stewards Network, and we are lobbying the TUC General Council today.
PCS's National Executive Committee met last week, and we decided that we're going to launch a national ballot in January against primarily the attacks on our members in terms of the break-up of terms and conditions.
Well, I'm here today at the NSS lobby of the TUC General Council, which meets shortly. I'm really pleased that the NSN have organised this lobby today. It's in tradition with the work that they do in terms of publicising the need for the leaders of our movement to support coordinated national action against the cuts and, of course, to implement the policy that the TUC Congress voted for, which is to organise a general strike against austerity.
For the maximum amount of coordinated strike action across the public and private sectors, effectively a one-day general strike is the start of the action that's needed to force this government back. Some people will be saying in there, no doubt, that that's a dream, that isn't the mood there for this type of action. Well, I'll ask him to talk to the thousands of people, 10,000, 15,000 people have marched in Lewisham the other Saturday to defend the health service, the thousands that marched in Bristol last Saturday, the workers that are on strike almost every day but unreported in the media.
So that Unison is supporting the call for a general strike, so I can...
I wanted to just talk about the work that the Unite 11 branch has been doing, the housing workers branch.
I don't know what in practice you're supposed to do to consider the practicalities of a general strike, but I imagine that in there it involves an awful lot of sitting down, and I should also think, knowing the Unison NEC and having been part of the debates there, it involves an awful lot of people looking very glum and thinking what can't be achieved.
John Rogers, I'm a Unison activist, a member of Unison's National Executive, and I'm here today because I think it's important we keep the pressure on the leadership of our movement to do what the Congress said should be done in September and consider how to go about organising a general strike, because that is what is needed to take on this government.
I'm going into the meeting shortly, and I'll certainly be arguing those positions in terms of what we should take forward. PCS, which is my union, is going to shortly run a national ballot for action across the whole of our membership, and we'll be arguing that other unions whose members are similarly suffering these types of attacks should join up, and let's coordinate our action to have the maximum effect.
They could lodge the dispute tomorrow for 1 million health workers facing attack on their national terms and conditions. Millions would rally around that call to be joined by the teachers, the civil servants, the rail workers and the communication workers.
The incredible victory of the electricians and the construction industry earlier this year, the Doncaster Tesco drivers that are on indefinite strike action as we speak, and also the teachers in Connaught, in North East London, the victory of teachers in Stratford the other day. All this is happening virtually every day of the week now, but people realise that if we strike together it will have the maximum effect. Employ workers, brave workers who fought the closure of their factories, the rest of the factories could close over the next month or so. That's how serious this issue is. Everything we have is under threat, but if we fight together we can force back this government. PCS has announced an industrial action ballot for February. We ask the General Secretaries around that table today coordinate the strike action with PCS so we could have a public sector strike. We could appeal to workers in the private sector. We know this takes a little while to organise. We haven't got a problem in organising a strike date in a couple of months. We can then build up a national campaign of support, and we think it would be hugely popular by all those people suffering under the cut. So that's why we're here today. We call on the TUC leader, the TUC and the trade union leaders, name the date for strike action. Let's all build it together, and we can show this government that working people are not going to take their attacks lying down, and actually we can force them to retreat.
Our money is so tight for workers, our money is so tight for everybody in our communities. The attack on benefit claimants is absolutely appalling, and we need to stand together across the whole of our movement to defend both those in work but also those who are on benefits.
From the very beginning, in 2010, we argued that the Trade Union Congress is the organisation of the mass of workers in this country and is the authority, is the body that these workers will turn to fight for them and has the possibility of success.
Nothing moves anyone other than industrial action, and as far as our movement, we've got a responsibility not just for us but for generations that come after us to stand up against this government, to stand up against anyone, any government that is trying to break up the welfare state, attack the National Health Service and destroy the very fabric that thousands and thousands of ordinary working people rely on. So thanks for coming today. I'll certainly do my best to argue that. I can't promise that I can come out in 4 hours' time and there'll be a day for a general strike, but I can certainly do my best. And alongside all other comrades here, let's carry on with this struggle. Thank you.